when does that become annoying? Has it reached that point? After the first one?
After the G and good.
All right. Well, good. Welcome to episode 2 of Brothers-in-Law. We're glad you joined us again. We're hoping that this episode is better than the first, which probably won't be that difficult for us to do.
My name is Keith Shindler, personal injury attorney.
My name is Rob Shindler, personal injury attorney, and we are
Shindler
brothers.
and Shindler.
Yeah, thank you. Brothers, Shindler and Shindler. We're all those things. I'm a dancer. What do you like to do?
Paint.
Yeah, you are a good freaking painter. You are unbelievable. I have some of his paintings hanging in my house. All right, so after episode number 1, I was told by our director and person who makes all this magic happen that I bang on the tables too much. So to prevent that from happening, how about that? Now, I forget, what is our number?
You look good.
I feel good. What is our number?
847-WE-FIGHT.
Get it? See? Huh?
I get it.
All right, I've wanted to do that for so many years. All right, so let me take a drink of water here. All right, I'm not going to do that. All right, so, what are we talking about today, Jessica?
Today we are talking about truck accidents.
Truck accidents, very interesting.
Violent, vicious truck accidents.
Violent, vicious truck accidents. Sounds scary, but the truth is
they cause serious injuries.
Serious violent injuries.
And frequently it could wipe out a family who's driving to Thanksgiving on their Thanksgiving Day holiday. It could happen where a truck hits one car and that car hits another car, and there's multiple cars. And these people, unfortunately, suffer very serious, traumatic, lifelong injuries.
And I think the important point on that is what we've already talked about, and what everyone knows is that an accident where someone is injured can change the course of your life. And not just your life, but even if you're not in the car and you lose someone or someone is permanently injured as a result of the accident, it changes the course of the entire family's life, right? But why, common sense, why are truck accidents so violent, so vicious, and so traumatic?
Well, let's talk about the, obviously, car versus truck, or it could be motorcycle versus truck, or it could be cyclists riding on the shoulder on a beautiful Sunday morning with their bike crew, their bike team, and a truck can cause such grave injuries. We're not talking just death. Of course, it could cause death. Very serious, no more serious than that. But it can wipe out lead to amputations, lead to people being confined in wheelchairs. They could be paralyzed. They could be quadriplegics. So you have trucks that drivers are sometimes operating. They have to keep within the federal law regulating truck drivers. They got to keep track of their time, and money's money. Got the holidays coming up. Sometimes truck drivers may want to work a little extra. Maybe you have a truck driver who doesn't show up to work and they need to get a load delivered with Christmas presents in it or somewhere, and you have a truck driver that's exceeding that hours that they should be driving, they can get a little loose, cause big injuries.
And statistics, I think, show that many violent, vicious truck accidents happen at night or early in the morning. And why is that? Is what you were talking about, is that a lot of times they got to make that delivery. They got
statistics.
Yeah, statistics. I must look at me. When you see me, what do you think? You think statistics, right? And how many times am I going to say violent and vicious during this?
I'm thinking Isaac Newton.
Okay.
And you.
All right. So, but the point is that's when a lot of these accidents are going to happen. It's like airplane accidents. A lot of pilots can only fly a certain amount of time, and then
they get timed out.
They get timed out. Unfortunately, a lot of times trucks don't do that, and a lot, especially when the truck driver is a CDL and he's got his own business and he's got to make the delivery in order to make his mortgage payments, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about what we were talking about on the way here. The one truck accident. We'll talk about 2, but you go first. Tell them about yours.
So these truck accidents.
Hey.
These truck accidents. What would be very funny if Jessica wasn't even there? We're just talking to the wall. Jessica.
Here, Jessica, come on up. All right. So you ever hear of two figureheads? These are the figureheads but this is what makes everything,
when you
go.
call our office, you're gonna get Rob, you're gonna get Keith, or you're gonna get
or
Jessica.
hopefully you're going to get Jessica. And the truth is that these are two older guys. What are you, 44, 45 or so? She is so young, but she has so much wisdom
And
and
so smart.
I mean, so smart, and ha 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 to everyone else that they don't have
Let's at the heritage.
her working. Everybody, come on. All right.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So these truck accidents are complex. And of course, the easy part is to look at the pictures after the truck accident, and you see the damage to sometimes the truck. You see damage to the car, or whatever type of vehicle it was, whether it's a motorcycle. I think it said vehicle, whether it's motorcycle, bicyclist,
No tequila before the podcast.
pedestrian. I'll note to self, write that down also, no tequila. And so one of the cases I want to kind of analyze is a case that happened. My truck driving client, early 50s, been driving a truck for north of 20 years. And it's a beautiful sunny day. He's driving in the central Illinois area, and he gets hit in the rear by another truck. So why these are so complex is sometimes you have a car versus car driver of the at-fault car lives in Lake County, driver of the car that got injured in Chicago lives in Cook County, very easy. These trucking cases are complex because I have accident happens in Illinois. My client works for a Tennessee company, gets hit by a truck that is the driver's licensed in Iowa, but the trucking company is in another state. So there's a lot of different rules of law that apply. And the benefit of that is that because my client was seriously injured, I'll talk about the injuries in a second, but the benefit is you've got lots of insurance companies that could be on the hook. You've got a lot of company. When I say a lot, in this case, I've got the insurance company for the trailer. I've got the insurance company for the tractor. I've got the insurance company possibly for the company that loaded the truck if there's an improper loading situation. I've got the insurance company for the car, the mechanical shop that serviced the truck that malfunctioned after they picked it up from the service and caused the accident. Lots of things need to be analyzed, and it's why it's important to call us. We got experience. 35 plus,
38. Keep just telling everyone. Just keep telling everyone how old I am.
Doesn't look a day over 37.
Thank you. Jessica's 44 years old. All right. So let me interrupt for a second. I'm sorry. The interesting part of what you're talking about is that a lot of times in a regular accident, what I mean by a regular accident is where it's just car on car, right? Two people get in an accident. You and I get in an accident. You have State Farm. God forbid. You have State Farm. I have Geico, right? I have a policy. It's my fault. My policy is $25,000, which in Illinois is the statutory minimum, right? It doesn't matter. God forbid how injured you are, the most you're going to get is $25,000. I could circle back, or you could circle back and try and see if you have underinsurance, which means that if your policy has more than 25, you can get extra money from your insurance.
Critically important to look at that.
But most of the time, people aren't going to have, unless there is a truck or unless they have 5 houses, they're not going to have the $1 million policy, right? They're not.
That's a good point.
But with the trucking accident, thank you, I appreciate that. I got up early today. I studied all this stuff. I wasn't going to let you beat me today. I feel it.
You brought your A game.
I feel it. All right. Whew. All right. Let me put these back on. No, I won't do that. So, but with the trucking accident, what you were just talking about is that you may be able to turn over 5, 6 potential different resources to collect. And that's what's so important, that you hire someone. You don't want to hire a lawyer. Listen, I love lawyers, not so much. But the point is that you don't want to hire a lawyer. You want to hire a lawyer that does one part of the law. You don't want to have someone who does DUIs or wills or bankruptcies and all of a sudden gets an accident case, handle your case. The point I'm saying is that you need to have someone. By the way, what's our number again?
847, we fight.
That's right. All right, we got to do that 15, 16 times during the next
847, we fight.
All right. But you want to, the fact is that
847, we fight?
That's what it is.
Did I tell you, Jessica, 847, we fight?
All right. So you want to hire someone who has not only been doing this for 60 plus years together combined, but also who has done these type of cases in multiple times. Because if you get in an accident with, you just said the example, the truck is they get in the accident here, but the trucking company is based out of Iowa. And let me ask you this: what about if a part of the defect was tires that were made in another state, right? You have to be able to go after every single possible point of recovery, which may be the difference between a good settlement and a
Well,
settlement.
well, to your point, Rob, because you talked about the $25,000 policy and a serious injury, generally we run into a situation where there's never enough insurance
Correct.
for the serious injury.
Especially in those catastrophic cases that we talked about
They
in the
could be worth
previous episode.
$25 million.
And how'd you like to be the family member that hears from their lawyer, listen, and we've unfortunately had to deliver this.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
terrible.
Yes.
Where someone dies in an accident, you say, I'm sorry, but the most you're going to get is $25,000. And by the way, after you take attorney fees out and bills, ding, 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 you're talking about a person's going to get $5, $6, $7,000, right? So how do we get someone more than that in this trucking accident?
So, with regards to identifying the responsible parties, there was one case many years ago where the comedian got hit by the FedEx or the one big corporation, Tracy Morgan. So that was, I forgot the company, the owner of the trucking company hit him, but that's an unlimited
Correct.
coverage situation because you could have a client that has literally, let's kind of just go real quick through the elements of damages in a car accident
Good.
case. Someone's injured. I think everyone watching this will know you get your medical bills paid. That's easy. You get your lost wages paid. That's easy. There's elements that are very expensive if someone needs something called future care or life care. We developed something called a life care plan where we were able to analyze that someone could need if they're 36 when they're injured and their life expectancy is 87 and they have this life-altering injury, they're going to need medical bills for the next 50 years. That's called future medical expenses. Well, those future medical expenses add up big numbers. Could be $25 million, could be $18 million just for future medical. Then you have pain and suffering. Everyone's heard about pain and suffering. Jessica, how often we say pain and suffering? All the time. But there's future pain and suffering also that has to be calculated. So you could have cases that are literally worth in the tens of millions of dollars. And that's why we got to find the insurance company for the trucking company, the mechanical company, the loader, the freight broker, anyone who could be on the hook because we got to accumulate as much insurance coverage as we can.
Two points to that.
How'd you know I was done?
2 points. 2 points. No, I mean, let me ask you, I almost fell asleep. Did anyone else in the room almost fall asleep? Wait, I'm exhausted. The two things. First of all, pain and suffering. Remember law school? Law school. They talked about pain and suffering. It's one of those phrases that, what does that mean, right? Pain and suffering. It means physical pain. But how, let me ask you this, two things before we get into what is, I got lost wages. I'm going to be, don't be pushy. Just because we bring you up on stage doesn't mean all of a sudden you're part of the thing. It's, it's brothers-in-law and Jessica. That's the title. So
She does have a better voice, though.
I mean, she's better in every single way. All right. Before we talk about, because everyone wants to settle the case, we'll talk about when is it beneficial to have to go to lawsuit, right? And when must you do that? Even though nobody wants that, because you're turning that into time, people are going to take, it's going to add time to their recovery. But one of the things that we do that I kind of love,
Tell us.
thank you, is that when you're at a standstill, you get the trucking accident, right? And the person had to have surgery, and then and you got the lost wages, right? That's easy to figure out, right? They work X amount, they make X amount of money, they miss this amount of work, you get that back from them. That's kind of a layup, right? Hopefully you're dealing with an insurance company that sees that. But how do you show them how this affected the person? And one of the things that we do, and I don't want to give away our secret, is
Whisper.
one of the things is that when the insurance company sees you as a number, as a claim
statistic.
number, as a claim number, State Farm, 134788525. You're a claim number, and after they get done talking to us, they move on to another claim number, right? But what we do is we introduce you to the client. So they won't talk to them, but we will have the client almost, it's very cathartic. It's like when our kids were babies, you read them a story once upon a time. So you read a story and you tell them, so the insurance adjuster, and one of the things that you do that I love is you tell the insurance company, look, don't pay our client anything. Don't pay. But what I want you to do is I want you to get hit by a truck.
Yes, my
Right?
favorite
I want you
go-to.
to be out of
My
work.
favorite
frozen,
go-to.
Right?
Yes.
And maybe, just maybe,
They
if
laugh, of course, when they say
well,
that.
some but
Lots of
if,
giggling.
lots of giggling. But if they put themselves in that position, that could add some money, right? Okay, now tell me this. As they're telling us we only got 3. Again, I thought we paid. Did we not pay for this?
Maybe that
What is the deal with
gotta
you,
check
man?
did the
Take, and you're not.
did the check go through?
You're a taker. You're not a giver. All right. So no, that of course.
They process the credit card?
Okay. So when is it a must that in that trucking accident, in that catastrophic, whatever it is, that we have to say sorry? We have to file a lawsuit. We have to go to trial.
Well, let's talk about the video for a second. So there's things called day in the life video, and it's able to document and demonstrate and memorialize to a jury how this person's life was affected. They used to be able to get in their car, no problem. Now they need to use a transfer board to get from their wheelchair into their car. And they have to have their wife then collapse the wheelchair and put it in the trunk. These are things you take videos of, and person rolling into the shower. You don't show, obviously, them taking a shower, but how they have to roll into a shower.
Well, if it'll get the money, if it'll get the insurance company to pay. Too soon? How much time we got? All right, keep it going. All right, so and I'm sorry to interrupt.
The sun's going down.
I want to say one thing, but we give them all that. We have the client write the affidavit, how they're feeling in a day of the life and once upon a time, and the insurance company says no, right? Okay.
Or they disagree with the valuation.
So if the lawyers are having a tough month, they got to pay their mortgage, they got bills like everyone else. It's easy to take that settlement. Do we do that?
No,
Okay.
we don't sell the client short, because I want to say it's like a fine wine. We've aged with the fine wine. When we were younger, and it's a distant memory, we used to try and pound out these settlements because life was a little different. Fortunately, now life has been good.
So yeah,
Knock on metal.
oh yeah, we can't hear.
Life has been good. We don't need to rush.
I'm going to get to a point where I can run this my way. I'm seeing all these people with their rules. All right, go ahead.
We take our time, and because the goal is to make sure the client has a good experience interacting with us on their case, that their family, who's sometimes affected by this, has a good experience, and then we maximize the compensation. If we can't maximize the compensation through a settlement, you go to litigation. You go to court.
And here's what I'm going to say. And this, if you are looking for lawyers that are going to get rid of your case, we have clients, sometimes it happens on a Monday, the accident, Tuesday, they're asking us what's going on in my case, right? Which I'd be the same way. You're anxious.
When is my case going to settle?
Yeah. But if you're looking for someone that's going to do that and to rush it and to get you whatever they offer, then don't, these aren't the guys. But if you're looking for 2 people, brothers and Jessica, that are going to pull out every single.
Rob, I think it's important. I want the clients to also, who are potential clients or future clients of ours, to understand that we're a local law firm. We were born and raised here. We see billboards every now and then, or TV commercials pop up of a new law firm. Where'd that law firm come from? Or a different law firm?
Where does that come from?
You open the door. These people are from all out of state. They're just kind of jumping into the Illinois market.
They don't even have an office here.
Well, whether they have an office or not, it could be a small office, or whatever it is. They're jumping in because they think Illinois is a good litigation state. Illinois is a good personal injury state. It is. But you know what? We're proud of the fact that we are homegrown, and that we are local, and that we're not one of these giant law firms coming in from out of state preaching to our people.
And here's what I recommend in closing, is that just like the fine wine, sometimes you gotta try the wine from Trader Joe's and from 7-Eleven. You ever try that bottle from 7-Eleven?
Mad Dog 2020 in college.
Try them, call them, talk to them, and then call us, all right, at 847
we fight,
and see who answers the phone. Get up here, hurry up.
Some of these firms are good, that they're happy that they have an intaker. We're the intake.
This is it. If you don't like these faces, don't call. But this is it. If you call, you're going to get us, and give us a chance. Talk to those others first, but then call us and see if you don't see the difference. Good. All right. Tata.
Shindler and Shindler.
Again with the name. All right, Shindler and Shindler. I like Tata. Do you like Tata? It's good. It's a little off-putting. All right. See you next time.